Hi there and welcome back to my YouTube channel Under the Avo Tree. I am back this week. We're over halfway through January. The Christmas tree is gone, the room is back to normal. Thank God, it kind of is like soothing for me when all the Christmas decorations are gone. So since we're over halfway through January, everyone's kind of been back to work for maybe 2 or 3 weeks depending on how much time they took off. So I thought today would be a really nice practice to go through a post-work stretch, not post-work stress, to relieve all that stress throughout the day. And also if you've been sitting down throughout the day a lot, especially working at home, for some reason it seems, for myself and for other people, I've heard that they end up sitting longer without moving when they're at home, working from home. So this would be a great stretch to do straight after work. You can just throw on your tracksuit bottoms or your leggings and do it, or you could do it at lunchtime as well. It'd be also a nice way to break up the day. I also love doing something like this at the end of the working day because I feel like it makes a really defined end to that working day, and then you're going into your evening, depending on that's like a restful time for you, or doing chores or whatever it is, doing something productive. It just makes that nice, that clean break between the two, so then you can go in with like a clear head into whatever you want to do for the afternoon, the evening. So we're going to start in mountain pose. So that's our basic standing pose if you're not familiar with it. You just have your feet hip distance apart, toes pointing straight ahead so the toes aren't out to the side or they're not turning in, or one doing one thing, one doing the other thing. Often happens just our natural way of standing. So just checking those toes are pointing forward. Your hips are stacked over your ankles and your shoulders are stacked over your hips. So you're standing nice and tall through the spine. You're going to set the arms hang down by the side, palms facing towards the body. Just making sure the shoulders are rolled down the back. And we're going to close down the eyes here. So we're just going to take a few moments to center ourselves in mountain pose. So feeling the feet pressing off the mat. Feeling the length of the body as you're standing tall. Maybe listening to any sounds in the room or those that you can hear beyond the room. And then just taking the attention into the breath. Just noticing how the body's moving as you breathe. Maybe noticing the quality of the breath, so maybe it's deep or shallow, fast or slow, smooth or uneven. So just noting these things, neither is good or bad, just observing how it is. And if you notice the mind start to get distracted with thoughts, anytime this happens, just gently noticing that this has happened and taking the attention back to observing the breath. Doesn't matter how many times the mind wanders off, just each time when you realize, taking the attention back to the breath. And we're just going to now deepen the breath, so drawing it in through the nose to fill up the belly, and then emptying it out the mouth, sighing it out. Inhaling through the nose to fill up the belly, and sighing it out the mouth. One more time like that, inhaling to fill the belly up, and exhaling it all out the mouth. Just letting the breath return to its natural pace. Releasing the effort from the breath. Now listening again to the sounds around you. Feeling the contact between your feet and the mat. Maybe feeling the air or the clothes against your skin. And just gently blinking open the eyes. Hopefully feeling a bit more centered, a bit more calm if you were stressed beforehand. And then we're going to just take the shoulders up to the ears, scrunching them up and releasing them down. So just do this a few times, scrunching the shoulders up to the ears and releasing them down. Just try to get the breath in and out of the nose nice and slowly as you're doing this. You can Inhale to lift the shoulders. Exhale to release. So let's do one more. Inhaling. Exhaling. We're going to draw the shoulders back and up to the ears, rolling them forward and down again. So the shoulder rolls forward. And just do a few of these. Working through the shoulders. You might find when you're sitting at the desk that your posture, no matter how hard you try to keep it good, eventually at some point slips to you're hunched over, your shoulders come up around your ears. Just change the direction of our shoulder rolls now, so bring the shoulders forward, up to the ears, and then back, down, forward to the ears, and back again. I'll do a couple more. And then relaxing them down the back. I'm going to take the hands out in front, so palms facing down to the mat. You're going to take the right hand onto the back of the left hand and just pushing the hand towards you. So the left hand has the fingers pointing down to the mat. Just stretching the forearm here, trying to keep both arms straight. And the hands are straight as well, so you're not bending the knuckles or anything like that. Just bending at the wrist. Breathing here. And then you're going to turn the left fingers to face the ceiling. Then you take the right hand, pulling it back, but also pushing the left hand into the right hand. So you'll see here from the side, trying to push the hand so you're not giving away or giving into the right hand, pushing against the left hand. One more inhale. You can exhale, release, maybe giving the wrists a nice little circle out both directions. Now I'll do the other side, so taking the left hand onto the back of the right hand. Fingers of the right hand pointing down to the mat, pressing the hand towards you, keeping the arms nice and straight. Breathing here. One more inhale. And release on the exhale, and then turn the fingers of the right hand to point to the ceiling, using the left hand to press into the right hand. Right hand pressing into the left. Just getting a nice wrist, forearm stretch here. Try to keep the shoulders back and relaxed. Do one more inhale. Exhale to release. Again, you might want to do some circles with the wrists here. Maybe you want to shrug up the shoulders and roll them down the back a couple of times. And then coming back to our mountain pose, we're just going to take the chin down to the chest, so feeling a lovely stretch down the back of the neck. We'll breathe here. In and out of the nose. And we're going to take the right ear over to the right shoulder, so deepen the stretch into the left side of the neck now. And if you don't really feel much, you can take the right hand onto the head, and don't push the head down, but just kind of like the weight of the right hand stretch it a little bit deeper. Breathing here. And if you feel a stretch as is without putting the hand on, then you don't need to go for it. Taking the chin back towards the center, and then rolling the head over so the left ear is over the left shoulder. So you can stay here. Stay here, but you can slowly move from side to side, or if you want, and taking a few breaths each side, or if you want, you can just take an inhale as you move, holding to exhale, inhaling to move, taking an exhale, going from side to side. Whichever you feel you need, you might feel more benefit for you to hold it on each side for a little bit longer, or you might feel that you need that bit of movement. So just tuning into what the body is saying it needs. After a few rolls, you can take the head back as you look up to the ceiling and bringing the chin back to the front. So rolling the head to the right, to the center, to the left, and then back. So you're looking up to the ceiling and taking it the opposite directions. Chin back down, over to the right, up to the ceiling, to the left shoulder, chin down, looking down to the mat. Repeating on that side. One more time, rolling the head around, and then coming back to center. Fixing your hair, like me, it's like doing the mosh pit or something. Obviously, it's been so long since I've been to a concert. And now we are going to take the elbows into cactus, or the arms into cactus, so elbows are in line with the shoulders. Your fingertips are pointing up to the ceiling. We're just going to draw the shoulder blades together so the chest is coming forward. The elbows are kind of moving back behind the shoulders, and then you can take the gaze up to the ceiling. Going to draw in the belly button here as you inhale and exhale. We're going to inhale to reach the hands up to the ceiling, looking up, and exhale, drawing the elbows back down again, squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other. Inhale, reaching the hands up to the ceiling, looking up, and exhale, drawing the elbows down a little bit behind the shoulders so the shoulder blades squeezing. Imagine there's a pen between the shoulder blades. You're trying to squeeze that pen in between the blades, the shoulder blades. Inhale, reaching the hands up. Exhaling them down. We'll do one more time. Inhale, reaching up. And exhaling them down. You can take the arms out in front so the elbows are still bent 90 degrees. You're going to take left elbow over right. And now you might find that you're staying here with the backs of the hands facing each other. If you can wrap the hands around, go for that. Palms of the hands touching. And if any of that, if even putting the elbow over the other is too much, you can press the elbows together so the forearms are pressed together. So we're just stretching into the back of the shoulders, across the shoulder blades. If you have one elbow over the other, or even both ways, whether the arms are pressing together or you have one elbow over the other, you're lifting the shoulders, you're lifting your elbows up, trying to take the hands away from the face, and you're just looking towards the forearms. So we're in eagle arms here. Breathing, we'll do 2 breaths, so taking it nice and full, fully emptying out. One more inhale. Exhale, you can release the arms. I want you to give the shoulders a little roll or a little shake out. And then bringing the arms back up at elbow at shoulder height, fingertips pointing up to the ceiling. This time you're going to take the right elbow over left. Again, either backs of the hands are facing towards each other, trying to reach the backs of the hands to each other, or you're wrapping the hands around so you can hold on to the right thumb with the left hand, or the palms of the hands are pressing into one another. And again, you can also have it at the forearms are squeezing together, palms of the hands pressing together. So we're really working to stretch across. You'll feel it across the top of the back, across the shoulders. So then lifting the elbows up, moving the hands away from the face. Breathing here. Do one more inhale. Exhale to release. Again, shaking out the shoulders, rolling them or giving them a wiggle, whatever you need. I feel that one quite tight, so I always feel like I need to kind of loosen it out afterwards. And then standing on your mat, you're going to face the top of your mat, whichever end that is. Toes, again, we're in mountain pose, so toes pointing forward, rolling the shoulders down the back. Just going to go through 2 half sun salutations. So we'll inhale, take the arms wide and overhead, looking up as they meet. And exhale, diving down, hinging at the hips so you can reach down to the mat in your forward fold. We'll inhale to lift halfway so the hands come onto the shins, the spine is parallel to the mat and you're looking to ground. And exhale, folding down. Bending the knees, inhale, take the arms wide, bring them overhead, palms to touch as you look up. And exhale, take the arms wide and out to the side and reaching them down the side of your body. Do that once again. Inhale, arms wide and overhead, looking up. Exhale, hinge at the hips as you fold down, reaching the hands to the ground. Inhale to lift halfway, hands on the shins or else on the thighs, spine parallel to the mat. And exhale to fold down. Inhale, bending the knees, bringing the arms wide and overhead, palms touch as you reach up. And exhaling the hands back down to the heart. So we're going to go through that again, but adding on to do a full round of sun salutation. So we'll inhale, arms wide and overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips as you fold down. Inhale to lift halfway, hands on shins or on the thighs. And exhale, folding down. We'll inhale to step back with our left leg as far as you can get it and let the left knee come onto the mat, untuck the back toes so the top of the foot is pressing into the mat and lift the fingertips up to the ceiling. So coming into our high lunge here. We're just gazing forward, reaching up through the fingertips, shoulders are relaxed. drawing the belly button in. We'll just do one inhale here. Exhale, take the hands down to the mat. You can tuck the back toe under, lift the back knee and step back to your downward facing dog. Just taking an inhale here and exhaling. Inhale to shift forward into plank so the shoulders are coming over the wrists, and then lower the knees, the belly, the chest, coming all the way down onto the mat. We're going to come into Sphinx pose from here. So we're going to take the elbows underneath the shoulders, pressing the forearms into the mat. So that from your elbow, your arm is going directly straight ahead, fingertips a straight line from your elbow to fingertips. You're pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, pressing your hips into the mat and trying to reach the chest forward. So feeling like your heart is reaching out in front of you. We're getting a gentle back bend here. I'll do one more inhale. And exhale to lower down. Take the hands to frame the chest and taking yourself back through tabletop and into downward facing dog. I'll just do one inhale and exhale. We'll inhale to step the left foot forward between the hands, planting the right knee down and tucking the right toes and lifting the fingertips up to the ceiling. You're squeezing the legs together towards the center line of the mat, so really engaging the legs, in turn activating and turning on your core. Breathing here. We'll do one more inhale. Exhale, hands reach forward down to frame the foot, and we'll step forward into our forward fold, feet hip distance. Inhale, lifting halfway, hands on the shins, and exhale to fold down. Inhale, take the arms wide, bringing them overhead, palms to touch, and exhale the hands back down to the heart. We're going to go through that once again. Inhale, arms wide and overhead, looking up. Exhale, diving down. Inhale to lift halfway, hands on shins. And exhale, folding down. This time we're going to step back with the right leg. As you inhale, lower that right knee, lifting fingertips up. Reaching through the hands, but relax through the shoulders. Breathing here. Checking that front knee isn't passing out that front ankle. So you can just draw the hips back a little bit or walk out that front foot if you realise you're doing that. We'll do one more inhale. Exhale the hands down to frame that foot, stepping back to your downward facing dog. Taking a nice big inhale into the belly. Then sigh out the exhale. We'll inhale, shifting forward into our plank, shoulders over wrists, hips in line with shoulders. And exhale, lower knees, belly, chest, coming all the way down. Keeping the hands either side of the chest. This time we're going to inhale, lift the chest into cobra. So the elbows are bent but close to the body. And exhale, press into the hands and lift back and up to the ceiling to your downward facing dog. Inhaling. Exhale, sigh it out. Next inhale, step the right foot forward between the hands. You can lower the left knee down, lift your fingertips up. So the top of the left foot is pressing into the mat, so really engaging that back leg. You might even feel if you press the top of the back foot into the mat, you'll feel it more in the front of the left leg, the left hip. We'll do another inhale. Exhale, reach the hands forward and down to frame that front foot and step forward into your forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway, hands on the shins. And exhale to fold down. Inhale, take the arms wide, bringing them overhead, palms to touch as you look up. And exhale, hands back to the heart. So we're just going to relax the arms down by the side now. Standing in our mountain pose. Wobbling a little bit if you're like me. And just taking a moment here, we're going to close the eyes down. We're just going to feel the feet pressing off the mat. And feel the body standing nice and tall. And feeling the breath moving in the body, maybe feeling the heartbeat. Just noticing any changes compared to how we stood at the beginning of the class with the eyes closed. And we'll gently blink open the eyes. We're going to take the feet wide. So stepping them as wide as you can get them. Toes are pointing forward. You can even turn them in a little bit if you find that's a bit more comfortable for standing. And then whichever way you're doing it, you're going to take the hands onto the hips. We're going to inhale to lift the chest up to the ceiling. And exhale, hinge at the hips, coming halfway down so the spine is parallel to the mat. And you're having your chin ever so slightly tucked in, so you're looking down to the ground. So you have a nice flat spine, including the neck, so you're not looking up through the neck. So from here, we're going to inhale again. And then exhale, lower the chest, lower the head towards the mat. You can release the hands so they come onto the mat. Maybe walking the hands back so the fingertips come in line with the toes. I'm going to inhale to lift up here through the chest, so we're back to our flat back. And exhale, folding down. Now if you can't reach the mat, you can take the hands onto the shins or onto the thighs. Or also if you have cushions or yoga blocks, you can place the hands on top of them. Then we're inhaling to lift up the chest to our flat back. And exhale, folding down. Inhale, lifting the chest up. And exhale, folding down. We'll do one more time. Inhale, lifting the chest. And exhale, folding down. Feeling that through the back of the legs. Letting the head, the shoulders be heavy, hanging down to the mat. And then from here, we're going to walk the hands over to the right leg, bending through the right knee. You're keeping the torso, sorry, I'm struggling with my hair here. You're going to keep the torso low. And it's almost like the hands are framing that right foot, bent in that right knee, but you're looking just ahead of the the right toes. You can even lower the head a bit, sinking down into this side lunge. Feeling the stretch along the left leg, the inner groins of both legs. Then the strength maybe building in that right thigh. We'll do one more inhale. We'll exhale to walk the hands back through center and then all the way over to the left. Bending into the left knee, right leg stays straight this time. Hands framing that left foot. Making sure the right foot is still grounding into the mat, really pressing all four corners of the right foot down. Breathing here. And send the hips back, so the weight, even though it's mostly evenly distributed through the feet, it's sending the weight a little bit more towards the heels. One more inhale. Exhale back to center, just hanging the upper body between the legs. Inhale, lifting halfway. The hands can come back onto the hips. And exhale, coming all the way back up. You can just jump the feet back together to your mountain pose. So back in the center of our mat. We're going to take our weight into our left leg. So just sending the weight into that left leg, feeling it nice and strong, standing nice and tall through the upper body. Now lift the right leg up and take the ankle over the left knee. Oh, I'm wobbly already. So this is not quite tree pose because you have the ankle resting above the knee on the thighs, kind of on the fleshy part just above the knee. And you're bending the right knee, so it's pointing out to the side. Just trying to level off your hips here. You can have the hands on hips or take them to prayer. And you're going to start to bend the left knee as if you're coming into chair pose on that leg. So lowering down, sending the hips, the sit bones back as you bend that left knee. So I'll do it from this side so you can also see that way. You're trying to keep the chest lifted, you're looking forward. Lots of space in the lungs and the chest as you breathe. Just feel like you're trying to push that right knee towards the ground. So you're really deepening it into the hips here. Do 2 more breaths. So inhaling, exhaling. 1 more inhale, feeling it shaking. Woo, and exhaling, pressing into the left leg, standing up. Releasing the right leg, giving the legs a little wiggle out if you need. And then we'll come on to the opposite side. So bring it all the way into your right leg now. So shifting over. You're lifting the left leg up, taking the ankle. So it's just above the right knee. Left knee is bent out to the side. Again, you can take hands on hips or hands in prayer in front of the chest. You're pushing that left knee back and starting to bend the right knee down as you lower the hips towards the ground. Feel like you're sending the hips back and then down. Back with the hips and then down. Keeping the chest lifted. Feeling like you're trying to push the left knee towards the mat. Really feeling it deepen stretch into the left hip. Breathing here, 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Exhale, press into that right leg. Just straighten it, release the left leg, giving the legs a nice wobble out. And then we'll take our feet once again hip distance. You can even take them a little bit wider if you like. But inhale, take the arms wide and overhead as you look up. And exhale, lead with the chest as you dive down. And just letting the upper body be heavy. You can take hold of opposite elbow. You can bend the knees a little bit, sway out the hips. Swing side to side with the elbows and the upper body. Just releasing out whatever way the body is calling for. And coming back to center. Just going to tuck in the chin. Maybe walk the feet back to hip distance. Bending the knees, and we're just going to slowly roll up through the spine. Coming all the way back up to standing. Into your mountain pose. Once again, we're going to close down the eyes as we finish off. Just feeling the feet pressing into the mat. Once again, listening to any sounds. And taking your attention back to your breath. Again, noticing maybe any subtle or obvious changes in the breath between the start of practice, when we pause throughout the middle of it, and now. Just noticing the rise and fall of the chest, or the filling and emptying of the belly. Feeling that natural movement. Again, we'll take 3 nice big belly breaths. So we'll do a nice big inhale through the nose to fill up the belly. And exhale, side out the mouth. Inhale, filling up the belly. Exhaling out the mouth. One last time, inhaling. Exhale to sigh it all out. And then just let the breath return to its natural pace. Coming back into your space, so visualizing the room that you're in. Listening to any of the sounds. Feeling the feet pressing into the mat. And then gently blinking open the eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me on today's post-work stretch. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel a bit energized, or that you just released any tension or stress that you were holding onto throughout the day, so you can go off into a nice restful or productive or whatever it is that you want for your evening. Or else, if you did this at lunchtime, I hope you have a great afternoon and evening. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. I'll be back with another flow. If you want to be notified when it comes online, just need to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment if you did this and how you felt afterwards. I feel very energized, ready to go do a lot of shit. So I'd love to know how you're feeling. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye.